I do think that there could be alternatives, like I think there could be a Saturday for Success. I just think like that Fridays for the Future is an extremely like powerful sounding platform. I don't know, do you guys have anything to add about that?
Could you repeat your question?
Yeah, it's just, you know, it's proposed as a dilemma, that either we're going to be penalized for skipping school, or we're potentially facing mass extinction. And I'm just saying, is it possibly a false dilemma? As in, are there other routes that we can pursue that wouldn't
Yeah, I think there
entail that kind of need to choose, right?
I think if there are other alternatives, like I know for my class, if I miss 4 absences, then that's when I would face a consequence. But I feel like I don't have to go every single Friday to make a point that I'm here. I think at least just one Friday out of, you know, or 2 or 3 or 4 makes enough of a significance. And I think with, I think the majority of students that are doing that, I think that it would still be great. And then also to just address, I don't know if I can, I think yes, because once again, like with like if your professor allows a certain amount of absences, I think if it fits in with that, and then the student just absolutely prefers to protest, I mean, as far as like, the student is the one that's going to be facing the consequences, so I think if they think the matter is worth the consequences, then I think they would take that measure.
Well, then that would be
Yes.
against sort of the question, right?
Wait, what was your question?
Well, so if there's an acceptable amount of days to skip, right, then the school won't punish you. And if there's an unacceptable amount of days to skip and they suffer the consequences, then obviously schools are punishing quite ethically.
Right.
The question should be is, can you skip, I don't know, 18 Fridays in a semester?
Right.
And, which seems like quite a bit. I actually don't know how many weeks are in a semester, but 18 feels right. Should the school say, this is a unique circumstance, we're not going to offer truancies, right? If you're willing to take the burden, then it alleviates the question. It's just, it's important to you.
Okay.
I think that's one of the issues that, for me, and I don't know that there's exactly a question, but maybe a comment, and that is that if there's no cost to the protest, how powerful is the protest? And maybe having a penalty for skipping schools on Friday actually lends to the protest a credibility that it otherwise wouldn't have.
Exactly. That was my thought with that. I think if I was willing to miss 18 classes, I think that would be impactful and very boisterous. So yeah.
Okay, so if we can, yeah, I'd like to circle back because you offer this idea that some Fridays is acceptable. So I'd like to drill down into this. So at what point is a difference in magnitude truly a difference in kind? If you are very fatalistic about climate change, you could skip every day to protest outside of the legislature. Should the school step in and punish you at that point?
Sorry, can you restate your question?
Yeah, if you never went to class so that you could go protest because it was that important to you, is that different than skipping every Friday or skipping every 3rd Friday? And at what point does it become different and why?
I think if you never attend class, that's obviously a problem, right? But we think you should definitely go to class. We just don't think that you should be punished. Like, so this specific instance, we're talking about Fridays for the Future. So we don't think you should be punished for participating in that because, like, we do think, like, if you're missing every day and you're claiming you're missing every day for a climate strike, then there might need to be a line where it's like eventually, like, so many absences is like, well, basically you should just be homeschooled at that point, like, because you're not coming to school. But we think in this specific instance, we don't think it's at, like, there needs to be a line, but we can't say, like, this X number of days is too many to miss. Like, I just think at some point, like.
But that's how truancy policies work, right?
Yeah, but I don't know, like, I think I don't have a specific number. I think we're specifically talking about Fridays for the Future. So I think if you went to Fridays for the Future, that would be fine. But if you're missing 4 out of 5 days a week, that's excessive. So I think there would need to be a number, like X is excessive. I just don't, like, I can't tell you which number it is, because I also do not know how many days or weeks there is in a semester. I think 18 does sound correct, though. 61?
60.
No.
Oh, I was like, that's not right.
On and on.
16. Well, I think if you miss 16 days of school, that's not bad. I easily missed 16 days of school a semester. And I graduated in the top 6% of my class.
Is that an argument to change truancy policies generally, or is that an argument for protest?
How do you mean?
Well, you could, many schools, districts probably have different truancy policies. The ASD might have, you can miss 20 days in a semester, and Texas might have, you can miss 6 days in a semester. So if you're saying 16 is an acceptable number, is it because you're protesting for something important, or is it because that's the point where you have yet to have diminishing returns on your education?
I think that it's like both, because like it's like 16 is acceptable because you're doing this, but also like 16 days aren't like, I don't think anyway, aren't like that many, like,
I think just to specify, if you're in high school and you get your absence excused from a parental guardian, then those absences they can't affect your school basically. However, for college, it could potentially, depending on, like for APU, I'm pretty sure teachers at APU would not mind if you went to go protest. They would probably want to go protest with you.
Yeah.
So I don't really think that the absences should really just be the determining factor to not participate.
Thank you very much. Thank you to our judges. Thank you, both panels. Both sides. So the judges will take a minute to finish their scoring. Thank you, judges. And when they're done, I will put both team scores on the board. And the team that has the most judges, vote them as the winner, will be the winner of this match. So first we'll go with the number of judges on your side, and then we'll look at scores.
Scared me. I was looking down and it's like, oh, you fire.
Oh wait, are we pausing? Hold on.
Wait, can you? Oh.
And then there's lunch.
This is a camera.
Yeah, I was prepared.
Not. It's probably so old. I don't think you were born until after this was extinct.
Extinct.
Now they have, what are they called? Phones? Smartphones? I never got one.
They have some pretty nice games.
Because the smart scared me.
I'm just seeing your eyelid.
Oh, you want
You want me to take a picture of it? How do? This way? Really?
Every year I turn 16 yet again.
Do you still say smile, or is that passe? I could. I don't know. Is it taking a picture?
Do you have, David, do you indeed
Is that
have
good?
a
I don't know what I'm doing.
Thank you. I bet you did a great job.
I know I could do this.